Good morning. Welcome to the Thursday, November 2nd edition of Advisory Live. We're powered by Nasdaq, IR Insight, and I'm your host, Will Briganti. And joining me today is Senior Director from Nasdaq Advisory Services, Miles Clouston. Miles, great to have you back.
Thanks, Will. Great to be here. And gosh, my head's spinning. We've got the Bank of England raising rates for the first time in a decade. We've got tax reform. We've got jobs data out of the wazoo. And we've also got productivity coming in at a three-year high.
That's right. A lot of economic news to discuss today. But for today's segment, we're going to focus on two topics. We're going to talk about the Federal Reserve, and we're going to talk about tomorrow's jobs report. So let's start with the Fed. We saw some media headlines this morning that President Trump is set to nominate Jerome Powell as the next chair of the Federal Reserve. Miles, what's your sort of immediate reaction to some of these headlines?
I think overall there's an expectation that Yellen would not be returning as the Fed chair, and so Powell seems to be a logical fit. Powell is going to be has tended to go with Yellen in the past, so there should be an element of continuity. And also we think be a little bit more dovish, and we'll continue to be accommodative as Yellen has and the Fed have been. So I think overall not too much of a surprise, and so we should have some good continuity though.
So in terms of continuity, you're talking about continuing this cadence of gradual rate hikes, short-term interest rate hikes, right, as well as reducing the balance sheet. Is that correct?
Exactly, and the Fed has postured that they're looking to do one more rate hike this year, and all the economic data is really supporting that with the initial jobless claims data we've had. The jobs data tomorrow will be big, and we can discuss that in a little bit.
Absolutely.
But and obviously unemployment remains strong, and also on the inflation side, with the productivity rising, hopefully we can continue to see that help move the inflation more towards the 2%, which would be the ideal rate. But we are anticipating another rate hike in December.
Sure, of course. Let's definitely switch to jobs, as you mentioned. So that's my final question for you is, what should we be expecting with tomorrow's jobs report? Obviously, this is the job statistics for the month of October. Isn't it correct that we may see some of the impact of the hurricanes that impacted the Southeast? But this is also an important report because this is the last one that wouldn't account for seasonal employment at some of the retail stores as we get into the holiday season. Is that right? So break that down for us. So what should we be expecting with tomorrow's number?
Overall, numbers-wise, we're looking at unemployment rate to be around 4.2%, so very, very strong number. And then on the non-farm payrolls, around 310,000, which anything above 300,000 is deemed a very strong number.
That's right.
Expectations are high for tomorrow, and I think the overall data recently has suggested that we should see good numbers tomorrow, and that'll further bolster the chance of another Fed hike in December. But overall, as far as seasonality, we shouldn't see too much actually effect from Harvey and Irma in these numbers.
Good.
And maybe impacted September a little bit more.
Sure.
And so that element should be kind of removed a little bit.
Good.
So overall, I think we're looking at a good number. So hopefully we get a good number and we can continue the overall good, strong economic data that we've seen over the last several months.
Excellent. All right. Well, Miles, thank you so much. We'll leave it there for today. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Miles Clouston, Senior Director from Nasdaq Advisory Services, talking about tomorrow's jobs report as well as some potential changes at the Federal Reserve leadership level. Thank you so much for tuning in to the November 2nd edition of Nasdaq Advisory Live. Be sure to check us every Tuesday and Thursday live right here on Twitter at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you have any comments, be sure to post them on Twitter. We'd love to have some of your feedback. And be sure to check out our corporate blog, which has a lot of the insight that Miles and the rest of the advisory services team here at Nasdaq create every single day. That's at business.nasdaq.com. Thank you so much and have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Tuesday. Thank you, Miles.
Thank you, Will.
Thanks.